It is no doubt I'm a man. 2026 started quite creative with the movies released so far. I will compare this movie year to that of 2022 because then you had creative movies such as The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, The Batman and Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Of course, those were mostly superhero movies, but now this year we see a trend where the regular movies are more creative, and I will talk about some of those movies today. How to Make a Killing is the first one. Here you got a concept with its lead character is a long way down a pecking order when it comes to the inheritance in a family, but to increase his position, he starts killing family members to move up the ladder to get access to a very lucrative inheritance. It is also the way that he kills his relatives that makes this movie creative. Apart from that, the movie is filled with tension and Glenn Powell does one of his best movie roles here. The second movie is Send Help. This concept is about two people that are stranded on a desert island after a dramatic plane crash, possibly killing everybody but them. The movie feels realistic when it comes to survival in such a situation that you have to build shelter for the rain by using leaves and branches. You have to walk around to find out what berries are available on that. In that way, the movie is creative. Of course, then it goes a bit over the top when this little character becomes a crazy and kills these people. But at the core, the movie is much more creative than a lot of other stuff that are produced today. The third creative movie I will use as an example is a movie called Mick Nick Nick Alice. This is a concept about this character that goes back in time to save his friend from Nan. Just like in the Buzz Level movie, he has done this many times, but you already know that quite early in the movie. He does this with the help of a time machine created by the crazy friend of Alice called Simon. Then, of course, he ruins it, and he is not sure how to come back again. Even though the movie can be a bit unserious at times, the movie is done in a creative way, with all its backstories in black and white. It also generally fits that the movie is somewhat unserious, and Vince Vaughn is very good here. The comedy really hits you, and it feels that there may be try to recreate a little bit of the old comedy, where you can step a bit over the line and mix that with sci-fi influences from shows like Doctor Who or sci-fi movies such as Back to the Future. Anyways, it is another creative movie in the creative strain of movies from 2026. A24 also generally seems like a movie studio that drives these rather more creative movies forward, when they, for example, have made How to Make a Killing, and they did Oscar-nominated Marty Supreme from last year. Later this year, more specifically in May, Backrooms is set to be released from A24. That also seems like a new creative movie in the works. After a lot of little creative movie years, I hope this one can raise them in abundance, and at least we have started fairly well so far.